IFBB Pro fitness competitor Michelle Blank. What does that mean? That's what we're going to tell you. So come on over, have a seat, come listen in. We want to tell you how to become an International Federation of Bodybuilding Pro Fitness competitor. In our division, we do a 2-minute routine that shows strength, flexibility, and endurance. So that's why up here right now you see some of the girls warming up, stretching out. We're going to show you some of the skills that we do and that goes into our routines. We also get judged on our physique at the pro level, which means just like the figure girls, if you follow bodybuilding at all, they do the figure posing. We do figure posing as well on the professional level, and that's 1/3 of our score, and the second 2/3 is our fitness routine. On the amateur level, which we compete in the NPC for amateur level, they only do the 2-minute routine. Okay? So today we're going to go through what that 2-minute routine is made up of and how you can create it. It's a very unique routine. It's to whatever the person's specialty is to show their passion for fitness. Here today I have a number of my fitness sisters with me, and we'll just real quick introduce ourselves, and we're going to say where we're from. Okay? Because they're from all over. Some of our worldwide are here as well. So the International Federation of Bodybuilding is a worldwide league, and they come here and they competed on Friday night on the Arnold stage. And they did an amazing job, and we have a couple of them here who did, so they can say how they did as well. So once again, I am IFBB Pro Fitness competitor Michelle Blank. I'm from Ocean City, New Jersey. I competed on the Arnold stage 3 times here, and then 5 other Arnold stages around the world, and then also I was top 6 in Olympia twice. So I've done a lot with fitness. I'm very proud to be a pro fitness competitor. It has been such an amazing road and journey, and I'm so excited to be among these amazing women.
Hello, my name is Tiffany Chandler. I am from Opelika, Alabama. I turned pro, IFBB Fitness Pro in 2011 at Team Universe. I've also been on the Arnold stage here 3 times and 2 other times internationally. Yesterday I finished 3rd place in the IFBB Pro Fitness division. And one cool thing about me is I have a 3-year-old toddler. So in between competing, I did take that 1 year to have her, and then got back on stage and competed 9 months later. So if that's something that's in your life, if I can do it, I promise you, you can do it too. I'm gonna pass it on.
Hi, my name is Serena Wilson. I'm an IFBB Fitness Pro. I'm from New York, Long Island. I competed on the Arnold stage last year. I placed 6th and was diagnosed with breast cancer. I had a double mastectomy, and I will be back to the stage. I also competed at the Arnold Australia, got 5th place, and the Arnold South Africa got 2nd place. I love my fitness sisters. They're wonderful, they're the best, and thank you guys.
Hi, I'm Becca Sizemore, IFBB Fitness Pro. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee. I turned pro in 2016 and I competed on the Olympia stage, and I competed at the Arnold in 2017, 2018. I've also competed in Arnold, South Africa.
Hi, my name is Regina Booker. I'm 25 years old and I'm IFBB Fitness Pro. I won my pro card at North Americans in 2017, and then I did the Chicago Pro and I played 6th with that.
What's up, ASF Arnold Sports Festival 2019? Woo! We're here for IFBB Pro Fitness, and my name is Tony Wheeler. I have been competing since 2003. It took me 14 years to get my fitness pro card in 2016. Woo! At Junior NPC Junior Nationals. Before that, I competed at the Arnold Amateur as one of the very few Americans that did represent from 2011 until I got my pro card in 2016. I have competed at the Arnold Classic Australia 2017 and made top
Was that you go? Who said you? Yeah, Emmy was in the top 10. And this year, I'm gonna bring it. Moorhead, Kentucky, Tony Size. Woo!
Hi everyone, so I'm Kate Arrington and I'm from England. So yeah, I'm an IFBB Fitness Pro and I turned pro just last year and made my debut here at the Arnold where I placed second and then competed in Australia 2 weeks later and won. So I'm the current Arnold Australia champion and came back this year and managed to get 5th place. And I'm heading over to Australia again in 2 weeks to defend my title. So I started off in bikini as an amateur, and I always was told I was too muscular. So a lot of girls that maybe are doing bikini and feel like they want to progress a little bit and they have a skill like gymnastics or dance or something, you know, don't discount the fitness division, because I found fitness and fell in love with it, and look where I am now. So yeah, IFBB Pro Fitness is the best division, by far the hardest, but the most rewarding. So thank you.
Thank you, ladies. So this is the This is Fitness seminar. And we use that for a reason, because we also have an Instagram and Facebook page for This is Fitness. And we utilize those resources to put out there information about my fellow fitness sisters, as well as our amateur competitors. We put out information with videos that some of these girls post as far as how to do certain skills and certain training aspects. So it's a great resource to use if anyone wants to find out some more fitness. And you can also reach out to us through those avenues as well. It's also under @Competition Fitness on Instagram. So look at those resources, and again, we are all here for you. Like, we are all here for each other. And when I say that, I mean, if you have any question at all, we don't care how simple, we would love to hear from you, whether it's today or after today. We love to share what we do, and we love to build up new competitors. We actually had two people who sat in these chairs last year. One had done fitness before, which we actually kind of convinced her to do. We stole her from figure. She had no background at all in fitness. We helped her in a 3-week period of time to get her on the fitness stage. She performed this year on the Arnold Amateur stage and did absolutely amazing. It just shows how much you can do this if you have a passion for it and you put your dedication and hard work into it. We had another girl who sat in these chairs last year who really didn't know anything about fitness. She also performed this year at the Arnold Amateur in the fitness division, and we are so happy about that. And one other girl that was in these seats last year, she was in the Arnold figure in the pro division. She loved us so much, she came to join us, and she is now a pro fitness competitor, and she's all the way from China. So again, what is fitness? We do a 2-minute routine. In that 2 minutes, we can use any music we want. So most of us mix up various different types of music. We put a theme to it if we want to. You don't necessarily have to, but it's something that we feel passionate about and we think will relate to the audience. And then it also has a costume. You can create your own costume. So it really makes it unique to you. Okay, it doesn't have to be like anybody else, which is so amazing. Okay, in that 2-minute routine, there are 4 mandatory requirements. We're gonna go over those 4 mandatory requirements today. They're very broad. So that means you can actually fulfill those requirements using a variety of skills. So it doesn't have to be like just one certain skill. It just has to be within that type of skill. So we'll go over that today, okay? And we're really here to answer any questions you may have as well. One thing about these fitness routines, what we kind of get scored on is by showing strength, flexibility, and endurance within that 2 minutes. Okay, so you really want to have a strong, powerful routine throughout that just really captures those 4 mandatory requirements, as well as the strength, the flexibility, and the endurance. So let's start with what our 4 requirements are, and then we'll break them down. Okay, the 4 requirements are a kick of some type. We'll bring it down a little bit. for in 1 second. That was a little demonstration of a kick, a split, a push-up of any type, and also a pike hold or straddle hold. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna ask these girls to like one at a time. So show a variation of each one of these things. Okay. So we're gonna start with a kick. So Kate, show me a kick. Woo! There you go. You add a little flair, a little dance move to it. A little side kick action. Another side kick action. Woo! And then this is a hitch kick. It's still a kick. Can anyone do an illusion? An illusion? Can you do an illusion? Or a roundhouse kick or a circle kick? So many different variations that you can do for a kick. It's just get that foot up in the air. So the next thing is a split. And you don't have to okay, I'm gonna go put a split in. It's all flowing the routine together. So you might do a movement into a split. Who wants to do a movement into a split? So that's a split and a handstand, actually. Now, not everyone in the routines do have handstands. It's all of you if they're in your skill level or not. That was a beautiful demonstration of numerous things. That showed strength, flexibility, and even endurance because holding those handstands are not easy. Did anyone do a back walkover or split or anything like that? Huh? I'm not doing it right now. Or literally, you could be doing a push-up into a split. So she's doing an arm balance and then sending it down into a split. Or like a squat into a split. Squat down split. Simply just doing a squat down into a split. Alright, so there's actually many different ways to get a split into your routine. And you could kind of do it naturally by just doing certain various strength moves. The next is a push-up of any kind. Now, wow, there are a lot of variations of push-ups, probably ones you never even thought of. So you have your basic push-up. Someone just do a basic push-up. There's your basic push-up. All right, she did too. Woo! Okay. Then we have a push-up with one leg over your shoulder. And push-up with one leg over. Who wants to do an arm balance push-up? You can even add push-ups into an arm balance. Now that's getting super difficult. Alright, you gotta understand, on the amateur level, you start a certain way and you work up to what the girls do on the pro stage. So I hear a lot of times, like, I could never do what those pros do on stage. That's why they're pros. You know, with fitness, you're constantly improving and you're constantly developing new skills. You're making more difficult combinations. So we are just happy to see someone get up there and show something on stage for a fitness routine. So you start off somewhere and you work your way up. One arm push-up. Got some one arm push-ups going. All right, Dorina's gonna do a straddle push-up. So this one here has a lot of yoga in her life. So yoga is actually a really good skill to have behind the scenes to help you work towards your fitness routines because they do a lot of these arm balances and then we just take them up a notch. So I really sometimes call it yoga on crack. So you're literally taking like yoga moves and adding a push-up. Yoga moves, adding it into a combination. So we also have a hint. What? Oh yeah, the pop push-up. Okay, Regina's gonna do a pop push-up. Woo, she got some height on that one. And then so she's gonna do a whole sequence of push-ups. This is getting a little more advanced here. So again, don't get discouraged. That takes some practice. Like I said, on the amateur level, you might not be putting all these things together. It could easily be you're doing a split, and then you're doing a dance move, and then you're doing a push-up or a couple push-ups, and then another dance move. Maybe throw a cartwheel in there, and then you're doing a kick. You know, it's really combining them the way that it's best to show off your abilities. So she's doing a hinge push-up, and then she's throwing a leg up there. It's just simple little modifications like that can make a basic push-up look much more difficult than it is. And then we will give you a few tips on how to make these look better and a lot easier. Well, maybe. I don't know. We want to give away our secrets. So now we're on to a pike hold or a straddle hold. This is a simple pike hold. It's just like, get down into a pike. And here's her flexibility is incredible. That was a straddle hold. There's also, Tiffany's gonna show you a whole combination. So right there, that's showing strength, flexibility, and endurance. She held that handstand, she showed off her flexibility, and she brings it down into a straddle hold. So she got her straddle hold in there. Okay. There's so many different variations of how to get those 4 mandatory requirements in. And again, it's just working your moves to perfect them for your routine. Okay, so what else can we fill our routine with if we only have four requirements? So we have girls with many different backgrounds. We have girls that are just dancers. Okay, she's a beautiful dancer, by the way. You follow her on Instagram, you'll see a lot of it. And then we have girls that have cheerleading backgrounds. We have girls that have gymnastics backgrounds. And then we also have girls that have yoga experience, Pilates. And we have girls that have no experience in any of them. They simply just see what we do and they go, wow, those girls look like they're having some fun. And we really do. We have a blast. We take care of each other. Like, I wasn't competing this weekend and I was following them everywhere. I had to be right there with them the entire time. Whatever you need, ladies, I'm there for you. So then when we do it, to start a routine, to get a routine going, the first thing I do is decide on what music I want to use, come up with an idea. I'm a theme person. I usually like to create a theme to my routines. And when I say that, I mean my first routine was a pirate routine. So I had a pirate outfit, I had pirate music, I had some pirate props, and then I just, Cesar, I became a pirate. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. The as far as age goes on who's competing, we go from, we had the youngest girl was 16, right? And there are actually is a a junior division now that's kind of starting to grow, and they're younger than 16. But most of the ones working up to the pro level are 16 and up to 50-year-olds. On the pro level, we have two 50-year-olds right now competing, and they do, you wouldn't know they're 50 years old. I'm looking at them like, I'm 39, and a lot of people even my age are like, I can't believe you're doing that stuff. I'm like, well, I got friends who are 50 competing with me. So age does not matter. Sometimes it's our injuries that matter, but age does not matter. All right. And then it comes to costume. So as far as costumes go, it's really unique to what you like. So I always recommend to kind of go on and watch different various routines and see what you like and see what you would think would look good for your routine on your body. You don't have to wear something super skimpy if that's not what you would like to do. You can wear a full-on bodysuit, leggings, everything. It's a real variety, and I have a suit designer that specifically does my routine costumes, which is CJ's. CJ's Elite. She's absolutely amazing. She's also a former fitness competitor, so that always helps. We have people that make their own costumes. Simply go to Target or whatever and get a sports bra and some shorts, and then they just put some gems on them. And I think we have a few of them back here that's done that before. So it doesn't have to be super elaborate. You just take something you've liked in a regular store and you just maybe spruce it up a little bit. There's various avenues of where to go to get music. There's cheer music places you can go to if you know a DJ. If you simply go on one of our forums and ask us, we can recommend places. And then also, where else can you go to get help for fitness? There's plenty of prep coaches, and actually a lot of these girls, put your hands up if you prep people for fitness. All right, see? And then even I know Dorina and I, who don't really officially do that, we still help other girls out with some choreography or even reviewing the routines or giving avenues of where to go. Whitney Jones, who couldn't be here today, and if you know who that is, she's our former reigning Olympia winner. She has a huge team out in Arizona, and she has a numerous amount of girls under her that do fitness routines. Oksana, who was our, she won 4 times Miss Olympia. She is now training people out in LA and teaching them how to become a fitness competitor. And she's amazing with her choreography. And the resources out there are there. You just need to reach out, especially to us. And we're more than happy to give you the information or where to go or who to contact, who's in your area. I know we fly to each other sometimes to actually prep. Tiffany are gonna go see Rael down in Cancun soon to work on some of our fitness stuff. Oh yeah, and then we do have some choreography and help each other. So Becca was helping Dorina was helping Becca, and then Tiffany sends me her routines at time to time to review them. And I know you work with Whitney to help you with your routine. So we really do help each other out, because the important thing is when we get on that stage, it's our routine and what our best abilities are. So that's what we're always working towards.
Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to give Michelle a break for a second.
Does it matter what color hair you have?
No. You can show your individuality with your hair, with your makeup, with your costume, whatever that is. It does not matter at all. We're all very diverse in many different ways, so I love the hair. Sport it, for sure.
I actually had silver hair for my last show, so yeah, they don't care about you.
Any other questions? Any more questions? Just kind of piggybacking off of what Michelle said with what our backgrounds are, you can always play to your strengths. So, of course, I have a little bit of a gymnastics background and a little bit more of a hip-hop dance style. So that's what I bring to the table when I'm coming out, because I want to play to my strengths. Whereas, Dorina is definitely more flexible. She brings a grace to the stage, so her music and her costumes are going to accentuate that. The same with Kate, with her dance ability and the way she moves her body. You know, she does a lot of costumes that has the fringe on them, and it really brings out what she is really, really good at. And with her dance background, it also it consumes you. She tells a story with it, and so you want to bring to the table what you are good at. You don't want to necessarily go outside. You do want to get outside your comfort zone, but you want to make sure that you are bringing to the table what fits you and fits your personality, so that you can receive the best possible routine, score, and journey with all of it.
One thing we didn't really talk about yet when it comes to the routines, if you watch some of the routines on stage, you'll see that some girls choose to use a prop in their routine. And the only requirement with a prop is that it has to be something that you would be capable of taking on and off the stage. So, meaning like, you can't like swing in on a rope, which I would love to do, but that's not allowed. But when you utilize a prop though, you want to make sure that it's not just there to be there. Like, does it add something to your routine, or is it just like kind of a gimmick? If you don't need it to be there, then you probably don't need it in your routine, and it might distract from your routine, okay? And if you're trying to do too many things with props, it really does take away from your routine. And I've seen it happen. You just don't want to have like a prop you come out with, like, hey, and then you toss it away, and then you never come back to it again. The judges really like to see if you choose to use a prop in your routine that is not just there for a second, that is actually maybe utilized in the beginning and the end of the routine. Okay, so we had various props. We didn't have too many this year at the Arnold Pro Show. We had a couple of hand balancing props, which were like, if you ever seen like the handstand canes. We had 2 props that had those in it. But again, the good thing about having that type of prop too, if you actually took it out of your routine, you could do what you did on the floor, but it just kind of gives you a different eye level. Oh yeah, there is a booth here that does have handstand canes, which I need to go there. See ya. Sometimes like I had a pirate routine and I had a fake whiskey bottle or rum bottle in my hand, but I like used it in the beginning and I went back to it at the end too. Sometimes you're actually doing tricks with it in your hands. Tony likes to use a jump rope. Oh. Tiffany used to use knives and football in her routines before. You should actually see her Arnold routine from last year. It was a little scary in the beginning. Magician hat. Hats are cool because you can actually like use them for like various tricks, and you can toss them pretty easily. Quick costume changes. Tiffany. So Tiffany, now the one thing with costume changes, it could lead to a potential disaster. Tiffany averted one on Friday night. So Tiffany had these baggy pants on in the beginning of her routine, and the point was at some point she was going to rip them off. Well, she was in the middle of a backflip, and it started falling down in the middle of the flip. Somehow, some way, in the middle of the air, she brought her arms down and pulled them up. So she landed with them up. And we had some really good photographers there, so they actually caught the moment. And it's quite funny to actually look at. But that's one of those times it didn't mess up her routine at all. She was able to save it. Just beware, if you do have items that might be supposed to come off at some point in your routine, they might accidentally come off before that point. Or they get tangled up in your feet and stuff. So if you're gonna have a prop like that, you definitely wanna practice with it. Obviously, Tiffany must have practiced with it. And she was able not to let that mess up her routine. But those type of props are very eye-catching though, like when you see people like rip pants off or like take a jacket off. Because sometimes it also goes with the theme too of why you need to do it. But it doesn't You don't have to have a prop over your routine though. You don't. I've had routines that I've had no props. You know, again, it's up to what you want to put in that routine.
But piggybacking off of what Michelle is saying too, the fun part about fitness is that no one knows your routine but you. So if you need to ad-lib or make something up or change something, you can do that in a heartbeat and no one will ever know. And that's what makes us us, because we know that we can do that when we need to. Because as long as you hit your requirements, the routine is yours. You can do what you want with it, and as long as you're getting the crowd involved, then you're good to go. I did what they want to talk about facials. So apparently when I practice, I have no facials, and then when I perform, it's like they all come out. So you do want to get the crowd involved. Facials are huge. Smiling. Sometimes you get people that stick their tongues out, or they're making kissy faces, or they're winking. Everybody can bring their own personality with their facials. Dorena had made a good point though about our costumes and traveling and things like that. So I'm gonna let her step up here and talk about even at the pro level, you do the two-piece. So we do have a swimwear outfit, and then you have your routine outfit. And I'm gonna let her just give you a few tips on how to travel with those items, just so that everything is safe. Dorena?
So just in case if you go to the airport and you're coming to a competition and your luggage does not come around and it's not there, bring your suit and your costume in a carry-on bag, as well as your shoes. So just in case if your luggage is missing, you have your suit, you have your costume, and you have your shoes and your jewelry. And I'm gonna put Becca on the spot and let her talk about at the amateur level, where it's just the fitness routine part, and then at the pro level with the bikini round and the fitness round, and just kind of let her give you the difference between the two and what we're looking for.
So on the amateur level, like they were saying, we just have the routine round, which is great for some of the dancers and some of the gymnasts that necessarily aren't comfortable getting up right away, getting in a bikini and posing on stage. So we have the option now that when they can come and do fitness, they can come and they can do their routine, and that gives them that opportunity to perform and do what they love without having to do something that they're not comfortable with. And if you are an amateur and you're working towards being a pro, you can also cross over and do the figure round, or if you're not quite ready for figure, you can still get the stage experience and do bikini.
Just want to highlight as well, yeah, so that's really important, that the amateur level is literally just about your routine, but I would recommend that you're still training your body as if you are going to be doing the physique round as well, because of course if you're fortunate enough to eventually turn pro, then you know you need to be doing the other round as well, which is 1/3 of the score. So your routine is still 2/3 of your score when you turn pro, and obviously your training should probably reflect that. You know, when you're training for a fitness division is very different to something like bikini and figure. You know, your cardio, I would say, would need to be more HIIT style training, because you need that endurance. Remember, they want to see a fast-paced, exciting routine with your flexibility, of course, and your strength. Now, talking about the routines, and obviously we have a lot of gymnasts and cheerleaders, and myself being a trained dancer, I don't have all the skills that a lot of these ladies have. Like, they're incredible skills. And I'm around 28 years old, and I've been learning gymnastics for the past 18 months, not because I have to, but because I want to expand on my skills and my ability, and it's also really, really fun, really exciting, and like Dorena does yoga, I sometimes do yoga and things like that, so I think it's quite cool that we get to expand on our skill set as a fitness division, and not just stay in one place. So I'm not just going to be a dancer and stay a dancer. I want to expand, learn some gymnastics, and also improve my strength skills, because obviously I am mainly a dancer, but it is not required. You do not have to be backflipping through your routine. You do not have to be doing flips, crazy back cuts and handsprings. Absolutely not. I just really want to make that, you know, a point that I won a show, and my only gymnastic skill was a tuckback, and that's just because I wanted to learn that for me, but I probably wouldn't have been scored on the fact that I did a tuckback. I was scored well because my routine was fast, it was entertaining, it showed a good variety of strength, flexibility and endurance. So I just really want to make that clear that you do not have to be a gymnast flipping across the stage. You could be from a dance background, a martial art background, and all of us are trying to embrace our skills. So some gymnasts are taking dance lessons or improving their performance and their facial expression, things like that, and some of us are trying gymnastics and yoga just so we've got a bit more variety and strength in our routine. So, you know, if you come from a background with no skills, don't think you can't do it. Like I said, I'm learning new skills at 28 and I'm doing all right. So, you know, anyone can try it. Give it a go. Don't be afraid to try it.
Woo!
Yeah, I've been watching her develop her gymnastic skills, and that's one nice about most of our IG accounts. You do see a struggle. You don't just see all the fun, easy stuff. You'll see how we put drills and how we practice these things and try to get better at them. And there's a lot of girls who are just adding just a little bit of gymnastics. You don't need a lot of gymnastics. Even for us girls that have high gymnastics backgrounds, we're really not doing the high level gymnastics. It's a round off, it's a cartwheel, maybe a back handspring, maybe a backflip. I mean, that's really all the level of gymnastics you might put in your routine if you put it in. And the reason we even utilize some of those gymnastic skills is because it helps us get height. It helps us look a little more dynamic on stage. And you can do jumps, and we're gonna go over some jumps here, but when you do a round off and a jump, your jump is even higher. So it's just a more eye-catching to the audience. And that's really the only reason you really want to add any gymnastics to your routine if you don't have it. It's just to add a little more dynamic nature to the routine. Unless you're like a very heavily experienced dancer with amazing leaps and things like Oksana. Oksana actually had no gymnastics in her routines for the majority of her career. She did not put a back handspring in her routine until the last 2 years, I think it was, out of her entire career. And that's all she put in there was back handspring. But she has amazing lines, dancer lines, she has amazing leaps and things like that. So she didn't really need it. And just the way she presented herself on stage, it was like watching a drama show up there. So that was her skills. That was what was unique about her. And she just kept performing it and perfecting it and then continuing to add. And once she perfected that so much, then she added a little bit of gymnastics. But as you see her now, she's still adding things. And she's doing the lyric hoop right now. You know, like, it's just about never stopping learning. That's one great thing about fitness. Every year you're gonna do something different. And that's so much fun. You get to recreate something of you in yourself every year. And it gives you more and more reasons to go hang out with your friends because we do learn from each other. So right now I'm gonna have these girls show some various different jumps and leaps. And we can't really do the combinations on this little stage as far as using a round off to see the height there. But if you go back and watch the routines, you'll get the idea. But like I said, and when you're putting jumps in, make sure they're jumps that look good on you. You know, just because one girl does a straddle jump doesn't mean you have to do a straddle jump if yours doesn't really look that great. You know, what makes your routine look good? All right, show off some jumps. Nice little stag jump there. Ooh, yes. Nice. Pike Shushanova type thing. Tiffany's like, I'm not going now. There's your straddle jump, yes. Ooh, nice little leap. Nice, nice. Oh! Again, they're just things like that. You kind of need a little more space in on here. But that's what, like, those are eye-catching moments to the audience by adding those jumps in. You can also do like jump turns. Jump turn. Who has a nice jump turn? Actually, Dorina has a really nice one with that right now. We've seen some handstands up here. You know, there's plenty of girls that don't do handstands in their routines. You know, if it's not in your practice, you don't have to put it. But what I also say, just because it's not there right now, like Kate said with the gymnastics, doesn't mean it can't be there in the future. All right? Also, when I first choreograph a routine, I normally can't do my routine. I don't know about any of you. Like, you choreograph a routine, and there's no way I could do that routine that day. If that's the way I choreograph my routine, I better choreograph another routine. Because really, like when you choreograph it, you're just, you're getting your ideas here, but then you're gonna practice. You're gonna practice the parts of the routine. You're gonna make each part of that routine stronger. And then weeks and weeks and weeks down the line, you are finally gonna put it all together. But really, if you can do your routine from start to finish the day you choreographed your routine, it probably needs to be a stronger routine. So don't get discouraged. I mean, I remember my choreographing my first routine with my coach, I was like, you want me to do what? And I gotta do what? I'm gonna do that whole combination? I'm like, I can't even do that right now by itself. She's like, oh, you'll be fine. And every single time, I pulled off. And that's even at the pro level. Because these are unique movements. You know, you're putting together unique combinations. So it's not something you're normally doing every day, like going to the gym and doing a squat or a bench press or something like that. They're very unique combinations when you get up to the higher pro level. And so, yeah, they're going to be difficult initially, but the thing is, you practice them a few times. A trick is too, you start adding ankle weights to your feet to make it a little harder, and then you take those ankle weights off, and it's like, woo, that was easy. I'm getting good at this. So don't get discouraged about choreographing your routine and not being able to do it right away. Okay, it's practice. You break it down into parts, and then you slowly put it all together. Okay, the girls are just going to do a few different things. If anybody wants to come up here, come closer, ask us questions. Maybe you want to know, like, well, how the heck did you get into that movement? Or I've been trying that and there's no way. We can give you like little tips on how to do it. There's some little behind the scene tips, and it's really hard unless you're practicing to tell you what you need to do. So I'm going to let these girls just kind of play around up here. to you about what else is special about fitness.
I want to talk about the camaraderie of our sport and the support that we have from each and every one of the girls that are all around the world. So when I was diagnosed with breast cancer last January 2018, I competed at the Arnold, placed 6th last year, and all of these girls from around the world had my back. They started a GoFundMe page to help with my payments. They sent me gifts. They called me, texts, everything, all the support that I had, so that when I'm ready to get back on stage, I know I have the support from all of them.
All right, well, I think we covered our division pretty well today. All right, Tony has one more thing.
If you're interested in fitness for NPC Kentucky, Brent Jones has a Kentucky Derby on April 27th, 2019, and on October 20th, 2019. Both of those shows offer NPC fitness, and we need competitors in our area, so bring it on.
Awesome. You know, there are a lot of opportunities for NPC fitness around the country and around the world actually now. And a lot of times you just need to reach out to the promoter in your area to see if they'll add it to their show. And like I said, we are all available. We all love to speak about fitness and help out with future competitors, current competitors, and happy to help you in any way we can. Like I said, check out This Is Fitness on Instagram and Facebook, and we have some YouTube videos and things like that all about our division. If you have any questions at all, please come up and see us. And also I have some free coffee up here if you need some coffee to get through the rest of the expo. Again, we are so happy to be here and happy to share what we love about fitness and what we do. We are so grateful for the IFBB Pro League for giving us a platform to show off our skills and our passion, and as well as the NPC for helping us get new fitness competitors to come join our amazing sisterhood. So enjoy the rest of your time here at the Arnold, and we will see you here next year.